Ben, you have live Toy Geeks, Designer Con, and 3D Retro right now, right?
Yes.
That's why I'm watching.
Yeah. So, like I said, the window for appointments will be open starting 12 o'clock Friday. I'll be taking a phone call. Schedule it. Book you
We're
in.
live right now.
How are we going to compete with those other two?
We don't compete. There's no competition.
Well, nobody's watching all three at the same time.
Sure they are. Kevin's watching all three at the same time. Kevin's watching all three, and he's on one.
Yeah.
One
3D Retro Triple Cast.
Let's see. So we're live. We're now live on YouTube. We're still waiting on Jack, but I guess we could start because we're live. So, hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Toy Geeks Live Behind Our Desks. How's everyone doing?
Doing
Pretty good. We have a special guest today. Vincent, introduce yourself.
I'm Vincent Scala. I'm an animator and illustrator of New York, and I'm live with Toy Geeks Behind the Counter, one of my favorite podcasts.
You're lying. We all know it.
No, you guys were the first toy podcast I've ever seen.
Really?
Because Aaron from Martian Toys had told me about you guys talking about my Mickey monster and showed me the video. So actually, no, you were literally the first toy podcast I've ever seen before diving into this deep, dark world of vinyl toys.
Awesome. Speaking of your Mickey monster and your vinyl toys, for those who don't know your product, do you have anything to show us that you can remind them, like some of the things that you did?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I got a pile right here.
Awesome. How's everyone else doing?
Good, man.
The magic of live broadcasting.
Quarantining it up.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's Kevin's got his Cheetos.
Yeah. Have my Baby Yodas.
I actually just got a Mandalorian talking Baby Yoda. I took it out of the box. I'm like, cool, it'll go on my shelf. And within 15 seconds, my kids confiscated it, and I'm never getting it back. So,
wow, you got a
away
talking
from you?
Yeah, a talking one. It
Nice.
just makes baby sounds, so it's kind of creepy. But
wow, I haven't seen that one yet.
I can go find it and pull it onto the screen later if you'd like.
It's got like crayons and like ears ripped out of it.
I have seen the talking ones, and I think there's even bootleg ones out there right now that some of the Chinese factories out there are trying to sell. There's going to be so many of the Baby Yodas.
What is it called, Ben?
The Child.
God, you just can't help it, can you?
Everyone calls him Baby Yoda.
Really?
Everyone calls him Baby Yoda. Everyone.
Does Scott call it Baby Yoda?
No, I call it by its real name.
What's his real name?
The Child.
So, Jack, welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thanks. 2 o'clock.
We have special guest Vincent Scala on the.
Oh, hey, hi.
On the
Hey,
show,
Jack.
all the way from New York.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Awesome.
New York, right?
That's great.
So, Vincent was going to show us some of the stuff that he's worked on in the past in terms of vinyl toys, just in case of those people that don't recognize or may not remember his work.
little memory lane here. So there's the Mickey monster, which I think most people sort of know me for, which kind of started this whole thing.
And that was a Kickstarter initially, right?
Yeah. That was legitimately just I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a toy, and I'm gonna make a Kickstarter. There was nothing else past that.
Nice.
Vincent, since I'm employed with Disney, I think it's my obligation to send our legal department your way. Are you going to be okay with that?
I'll top you on that one. When I made this, I was the lead designer for Mickey and the Roadster Racers for Fisher-Price. And not only does Disney know about it, I would say half the CP team has one of those on their desk.
Nice.
You know, that actually says a lot about the company, that you got to hand it to Disney, because clearly there's so much of like Mickey-esque things out there. And I think the company knows about it. I think their legal team knows about it. And I think they're going about it the right way, which is like kind of just like saying like, it is what it is. They're kind of ignoring it. They're not going to go after these small artists that produce 100 or 200 pieces of a toy and try to battle them out and make the art community go after them because of that. I think they're doing a really smart thing by just letting these small run toys happen. And, you know, it's one thing if, you know, like for instance, Vincent, like if your stuff ended up at Target or at Walmart.
Yeah, I was going to say that's who they're looking for. And they're really kind of aiming towards a lot of the factories, you know, overseas who are really knocking off actual product and trying to push it as real product.
And the thing is that, yeah, they're going after, you know, people with larger quantities that are really profiting from this, because it makes no sense for like Vincent to go after him, obviously, because their lawyer fees will far outweigh what he can, you know, what they're going to confiscate from him if they win the suit. So
Cool. So
good old
Yeah, and there's also the other angle that I think companies have figured out, especially in the era of social media, right? Which in instant communication, which is you go after someone like Vincent and all of a sudden everyone wants that toy, right? He's like sold out overnight. It's like, oh great, that worked really well.
yeah, no press is bad press, as they say.
No, I was
I
kind of
will
hoping
say
for
though. I'll go
a
ahead.
cease and desist. I thought it would have been cooler to kind of slide into each package.
Yeah, I will say as a Disney employee though, if you're under their wing and you do any of that shady stuff, so I was in a situation, long story short, where obviously, you know, I still work for Disney, so it was innocent, but man, I went under ghost. I went under some like pretty heavy legal stuff with some HR representatives back and forth. It lasted about 6 months. But again, I was clear and innocent of anything, but it was pretty scary. Really weird stuff.
What are you doing for Disney?
So I'm an art director for entertainment. So like I work on like shows like at Disneyland and all the other theme parks, shows, parades, any of the stuff that's in the parks, or I used to. But now
I was a DCP employee in 2009.
What's that again?
I was a DCP employee in 2009.
Oh, nice. I started in 98. So
nice.
Yeah. Were you at DCP in Burbank? Or
I know I was in New York in White Plains. I was in Disney Publishing.
Okay.
I was a creative coordinator at the time. And it was one of those jobs that you sort of have for life. And then the economy crashed in 2009. And I watched an entire building full of people were just wiped clean, which was crazy.
I remember that time. So just real quick, we're kind of taking it, but I was at work that time and they were literally like plucking out employees from their cubicles and saying like, hey, we need to speak with you. And then it was that one day and then they just flushed out like all these people. It was pretty scary, but I made the cut, so.
Congratulations, Scott. Yet they still came after you for something else through their legal team that lasted 6 months.
Right.
Are you not allowed to talk about what project that was?
I'll tell you offline, because now that it's cleared up, while it was going on, I was obviously told to keep quiet. But I'm really not sure now if I'm able to talk about it, so I'd rather not, just in case. But remind me to tell you some other time. It's really funny how it worked out.
Okay.
Weird story.
Can't tell the public on here. Can't tell the.
I will tell you too that it somewhat indirectly involves you.
What?
Yeah.
Drama.
Indirectly.
Indirectly. So it's nothing that you did. It's nothing that you would know about, but it's indirect. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but you'll get it.
Is it Bitacritta?
No,
It's not Bitacritta.
that's directly.
That's indirectly.
Way to get his mind spinning around.
I know.
Scott.
Gonna be calling me after this.
Right after this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, Vincent, thanks for coming by. Now, the Mickey was actually your first figure. You've made actually a couple of other figures since then.
Yeah, I have a Lucky Cat, which was the second toy. And by the way, Ben owns all of these toys, and I have to thank him a million times over because he always puts them on his on the show and just backs them, which is awesome.
They're great.
Yeah, the Lucky Cat was number 2.
I believe we talked about that toy with Mike Becker on the show from Funko, and he
That's right.
loved it. He was like,
He
I
stole
gotta have
yours.
one of these. And I think he went onto your website afterwards and bought one.
No, he stole yours.
Oh, that's.
And I had to send you another one.
I gave him mine because I knew I could reach out to you and probably just get another one from you.
And any time, literally. And what's even cooler about that is that every year at DCon, so far for the past 2 or 3 years, Mike has like seeked out my booth, given me beyond the nicest words about my work and toys, and always picks up a ton of stuff. It's really cool. It's like, it's mind blowing. I mean, the guy's a legend, and I'm just like, he's like, oh, I really like your art, and I'm just like, okay.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So, anything else that you have to show us?
Yeah, I got this little skeleton racer, which was made, I would say, about the same time as the Lucky Cat. It's a little clear. It's actually a rubber ducky. It does float in the tub. It's a one-piece little skeleton in like a bumper car.
It's really soft.
Yeah, you can throw this thing across a room times 10 and nothing would ever happen to it. Super squishy. Literally a rubber ducky. They were a rubber ducky factory.
So Vincent, were these all Kickstarters?
The Lucky Cat and the Mickey Monster were Kickstarters, yes. Most of them are. I have a new toy that I made that I just kind of went straight and made, and this guy I made just directly had him created.
So I got to ask you, there's one design that you made of a new toy during this quarantine period. Oh my God, there it is.
Yeah, and actually, they are putting him into production this week. They're shipping them out next week. I will have colors within the next couple of weeks.
Can you tell us about it? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so I you know, obviously the world's sort of catching fire with COVID. And thankfully my family has been safe. But I think it's been a little scary. I definitely felt not as creative as I normally would. I think I had a lot of anxiety and just sort of like a what the hell is happening sort of feeling. But I kind of wanted to draw something cool. So I kind of imagined what a COVID monster would look like, but I wanted him to be quarantined as well. So I kind of did him in my little style of like chunky, drippy things. But I wanted to give him like a house coat, a beer, boxer shorts, and slippers. So it's kind of like what I would look like if I were quarantined as a COVID guy. This is my typical quarantine outfit, but I will say I also work from home. I've been working from home for a couple of years, so this is actually kind of like a typical work outfit for me.
And I remember you put that up online, and I mean, for the most part, it was like really good reaction, and everyone was like, "You have to make it," because you put up a 3D model of it.
Yeah.
And did you get any people like saying like, "Oh, you're making
a pile."
Really?
A pile of emails and messages that
I wondered about
you're
that.
horrible. There's people dying. How can you try and make money off of it? And you know, I take it with a grain of salt. Like I think most people don't realize that, like, you know, when I create something, like these are my feelings like towards like this, you know, this whole situation. Like I sort of use humor in my artwork to kind of deal with, you know, anxieties or just life in general. So, you know, to say you hate my artwork is, I kind of take it as like, I'm honored. Like I want to get a feeling out of you. If you hate it, you love it. If I've gotten you to react in any sort of way, I'm doing my job, you know, correctly.
I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but I feel like, so every time it's a political year, I feel like there's a ton of political toys that come out that year.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see the same thing with COVID, where, you know, toys like Vincent's or similar to it are going to be like out there, something in that relation. And some of them may be good, some of them may be bad. I love Vincent's one, but what do you guys think? Do you think that's going to happen, or?
I mean, I think you've already seen. I mean, Vincent did it. K's studio in Thailand did renders. I'm not sure if he actually made the version of his COVID toy, but yeah, and I think like Vincent's saying, it makes sense that artists would want to either draw or paint or whatever medium make figures because it's everywhere, right? How can you not think about it? So yeah.
I think it's really weird that people would get offended by that, because it's again, it's not, I mean, who is it offending? Like directly. It's just it's weird that they would jump from like right to that, you know.
It's really easy to offend people these days, Scott.
Yeah.
I think people's mentality is you're taking a subject where it's a very hard subject. There's a lot of people getting sick. There's a lot of people dying. Yeah. And I think that some people see it as you're mocking the situation. Whereas, you know, a lot of us see it as to take a situation as serious as what we're facing, and you have to kind of, you know, see a brighter side to it. Just think that's really what's important here. So we have some viewers saying hi to us in live chat. Hi to Craig, and hi to Edo. Going to be.
That's a good question.
Ovi.
Yeah, I actually have been like writing down like a bunch of names.
You haven't even thought of a name yet?
No, because I can't decide, because I've just been kind of calling him the COVID-19. Like I haven't even really, you know, and I can't really, not that I can't use it, but it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of boring. Like he needs something to go along with him.
Yeah.
So name is TBD, but I'm definitely going to, if it,
I think we should have everybody watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later.
Send me names.
Suggest a name. Suggest a name on it. So give us your thoughts. You know, hopefully nothing gruesome like Angel of Death.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that, is that, you know, I draw like skeletons a lot, and I incorporate death into a lot of my artwork. And I think it's interesting that people would react to this with such negativity, but yet, you know, don't even blink at all the other stuff I've done, which is actually very, I think, dark. But I think, you know, you kind of nailed it. It gives a face to death and kind of gives it something that's like, you know, makes it a little more real than sort of the abnormal thought of just death overall.
Right. Exactly. Hopefully we'll be able to all look back on this one day and be like, ugh, thank God it's over. Anyways, so and when do you expect the actual toy to be available?
It should be available within the next month.
Oh, wow. Is it going to be Sofubi again?
It'll be the same as the work dog, the same type of like soft plastic.
Right. Cool. So it is made in Japan.
No, China. So Sof V, whatever you want to,
Gotcha.
whatever you want to call it. I don't know where it fits.
But wait a minute. Was the work dog made in Japan though?
No, it was made in China, in Hong Kong.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks very clean. Like it looks.
Yeah.
Very
No, this factory is someone who was recommended to me on Instagram, which is odd. But the person who sort of like middlemans the production for me, he's a big designer toy fan, and he's a little bit of a designer. And I think the factory is actually family. And he's like, we have it down packed. Like, I will make a toy that's similar in quality to a Japanese Sofubi. And I have to say, I was so blown away that I don't think I ever want to use a different factory.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is there are factories in China that emulate the process of Sofubi. I've had a toy made in China, and it's soft vinyl. completely the same process, same type of vinyl they use and everything. It's just not Safubi because it's not made in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the crazy part is like, these guys get this done for me in a matter of weeks. Like I probably sent them the model 3 weeks ago and the mold is done.
Wow.
They've done test pulls and they're like, hey, how many do you want? We're sending them, we're going to ship them out next week.
Now, Jack, I know that you're one of those people that's like, if it's not made in Japan, it's not so Fubi.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so I mean, I think the issue is not so much, and that's not to be really a snob per se, because most of the sort of soft vinyl slush cast stuff, or an overwhelming amount of it, is made in China, and it's great. So that's not the issue. The issue is, I think it's worth making that distinction because I think it matters to collectors. And so if you're going to use the Japanese term, which is sofubi, it should probably be made in Japan. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
I don't really care where it's made. It's just, I think that label sort of like connotes Japanese production. That's all.
But it just means that you won't buy it then.
No, I have lots of soft vinyl that's made.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I mean, look just behind you, and you've got all kinds of toys that are,
Yeah.
He just doesn't like them as much.
Well, how do you feel about that, Scott? Well, I mean, you made one in China, so.
No, I mean, I agree with you, Jack. Like that's Safubi is made in Japan. That's their the process they invented. That's their technique that they invented in Japan. So, and I think there's a lot of people that collect Safubi. They with the understanding that it was made in Japan. So that's very important to a lot of people. So I think keeping it, and there's Safubi and there's soft vinyl, right? Soft vinyl can be made anywhere.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although what's confusing is, and I forget the name of the company, but there's a pretty big manufacturer now that's starting to, in our scene, that's starting to call their just sort of normal roto toys, rotocast vinyl, soft vinyl. And I'm like, oh, technically yes, but that's getting really confusing because that kind of has come to mean something else.
Well, isn't all roto vinyl like soft vinyl?
Yes, but soft
depending
vinyl
on the
sort
mix,
of like,
and like it could be hard, it could be, I mean,
yeah, that's exactly right. So now it's like, oh, we just call it slush vinyl, but no one knows what that means. So.
And the quality on some of these Chinese factories are amazing. Like if you like Unbox Industries.
Oh
yes,
they have stuff done in mainland China, and like they do double pours. They do all these special effects that are amazing. So for me personally, like it doesn't matter where it's made. If I like the toy and it feels good, I'll collect it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Awesome.
I agree.
Well, then let's move on to speaking of toys. We usually go on and talk about any new toys that any of us may have gotten. Vincent, since you're our guest, I don't know if you ventured out recently. I know that Scott had to do some essential runs to Target.
Essential Target runs.
Essential Target runs. Have you had to do essential runs and purchased any? First of all, what do you really collect? Like, what's your thing that
I don't know if I have a thing. I definitely, just being more of like a character designer, I'm really into just kind of collecting cool and unique characters. So I don't care where it's made or anything. Like it can be, I even have some like Funko stuff that I sort of like as well here. So I definitely have like a weird mix of stuff.
We have a question for you from the live chat. What influenced your style with your Mickey? They go, it's so rad. What influenced it?
The exact mix is 1920s Disney meets horror comics from the 50s.
Oh, okay. I dig that.
That was the inspiration behind making the piece.
Nice. I dig. So did you pick up anything recently from your toy runs?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what hold on, I'll aim you guys at my collection over here.
Nice.
If I could give you a better view. So I have a weird mix of stuff here. There's nothing logical or sensical about it. It's really a ton of stuff that's really just crammed onto as many shelves as possible.
That's the best.
But I think the newest thing I've picked up is the Mishka toy, the Redeem Boy. Have you guys seen this?
No, you got to open that up. You got to show it.
Yeah. So this was actually, I think it's designed by 10th Toy Works. And it was hold on a second. It's like this little, I think actually it is made in Japan. It's a soft monster that the head pops off and there's like a guy underneath.
Oh yeah, these are cool. These are really cool.
When did these come
Very
out?
neat.
A month or two ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
got really cool packaging as well. I think I got my figure has like this little boy's head inside it, but they also had one that was sort of like a melted like figure as well.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was definitely something unique that I've never seen before. So I had to grab it. But that was definitely my last toy purchase.
Was that done like through their website or?
Yeah, right through the Mishka website. I don't think they had a lot of them. I got really lucky that I even got one. I know they were sold out within like 15 minutes for the most part.
Wow. That's awesome. I wonder if they were saving that for maybe Creature Bazaar and they have to maybe like then sell it after the fact. So Creature Bazaar, if you guys haven't heard, it's another toy show that focused really around the Japanese vinyl stuff and the monsters and all that. Unfortunately, another casualty of this virus this year in terms of trade shows. So it's kind of
that was a real bummer.
Yeah, but that's a really cool toy. That's awesome. Scott, have you done any recent runs?
So it wouldn't be a Toy Geeks without me showing a new Baby Yoda. So this is the 6-inch version by Hasbro, and it's just, I mean, it's slightly articulated, but it's not everyone leaves. Okay, bye everyone. Is that the same one you have, Ben?
I think you and I have the same one. So
yeah, I think it is the same.
This is the one I think you showed last time, right? I'm sorry, do you hear a lot of background noise from me?
No, I think I just showed the Black Series last time, right?
I think you showed both because you showed,
Really?
I think you showed this one and this one. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get both of these. This is the Black Series one.
Oh, maybe I did. For some reason I thought this was newer than that.
Oh my, Vincent, which one do you have?
Oh, that's
The talking one.
Oh.
Hold on, do that again.
It makes weird baby noises.
That's all he does, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it. And it came with like a frog and a bowl.
Kevin, did you go and get your Baby Yoda? Is that why you left?
No, I went to wash my hands. And then I found a bottle of peach green tea that I forgot to drink from 2 days ago. Like, damn.
I saw a meme of the meme was basically like person sitting down for a job interview, says your resume looks good, but the year 2020 is missing from your resume. What did you do that year? And the guy's answer was, I washed my hands.
That's awesome.
So that was okay. So yeah, so I think I have the same one as you, Scott, the Hasbro one. I think that, yeah, Hasbro. And the thing that that the ears are a little bit softer, right? And the head moves around. The eyes, you really can't tell, but the eyes are really good on this one. Like really good. And the best part, I think you're the one that told me that The best part about this is that it was only $20 retail. It's like $19.99, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I dig. And then the Black Series one, which is like a tenth of its size, I think it was $10. So
The only thing
awesome.
I got in this guy from I Am Retro.
Which
The
one
one
is that?
You know, sketch figure that released last week.
Is that the Doom one?
Doom
Yeah.
Vader, yeah.
Can you take it out, or you don't want to take it out?
I'll take it out. And then I got,
Your puzzle?
Ben got those too. Yeah, my shipment from Australia came in after a month and a half.
Well, you know, there's been certain delays in shipment because of certain things.
Right. Still waiting on
This
a
guy.
couple more. I think I have like 10 shipped to the office and then 10 to the house. Pretty dope.
Nice.
Wait a minute, you got 10 of them?
Yes, five per person.
Uh, so you have more than one, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I gotta make my money somehow during quarantine.
It's like
We're going for $100 each.
it's
Right,
like
Ben?
Kevin doesn't work anywhere and gets a paycheck or anything like that. He just
But you know they're worth for $100, right, Ben?
oh I know. So anybody else get any toys recently? Nothing. Scott, no more Target run.
You know, I got something. It's been out for a while, but I got it on Amazon for like really cheap, so I grabbed it. But it's the James Groman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
correct piece. So like,
Croc one, right?
yeah, the Killer Croc. I got it for like, I think it was like 32 or 35 on Amazon. So it was like really cheap.
Is that
For
under retail?
What's that?
Is that under retail, Ben?
Yes.
Yeah, retail I think is like 60, maybe more or something. But yeah, the detail on this
Don't
guy.
we still have those in the store?
Yeah, it's $60 retail in stores for each of those.
So yeah, 30, 32 or 35, and I have the Batman and the Joker one, and I got those cheap too. So so pretty cool piece.
That's awesome.
Too bad they're getting killed by Sideshow.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's
Think
probably,
DC?
yeah.
What's that again?
Well,
It's
you
too
know,
bad
DT,
the figures are getting killed by Sideshow. Really?
well, I mean, Unruly's doing a really good job, and
I see Leo there.
yeah, that's my kid in the background. You want to come say hi instead of hiding?
Hi.
Hi, Leo.
Yep, there's a bunch of people watching, and there you go. But yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's just that Unruly just has more knowledge about this kind of space. I think it is. I think DC, the problem with that DC was having is that when they released their artist lineup of toys, I really think their marketing and sales department had no concept of how to get these figures out there, how to sell them properly, how to go after the right audience. They didn't understand the difference between a basic action figure that's like $19.99 versus an art figure that is about $50 to $60. Like, they couldn't grasp it. And the reason I know that is because I was in a meeting with them and I tried to explain it to them and they didn't listen. They just could not understand it. The team behind the figures were amazing. They got it. They understood it. They knew what they wanted to do, how to go about it. They got the right artists involved. They were doing everything right. And then it's like the money men came in and the marketing people came in, which are just like old school DC Direct people. And they're like, nope, we don't get it. Like even just the concept of like, this is a bigger figure. And so you can sell this for $60 while the smaller figure you can sell for $50, like completely blew their minds.
But talk about the artists though that have done something for DC Direct. It's only, I mean, I could be wrong, but James Groman and Joe Ledbetter, right?
But
From our scene. Yeah.
Right, from our scene, from what we saw.
So Unruly, but Unruly's got like a ton of artists from our scene already.
So here's the other thing that Unruly did, which DC Direct did not do. So DC Direct, they actually had more. And the reason, once again, we know this is because Kevin and I actually went to their office and we saw like some of the future projects that they were working on, and they were awesome. They were really cool. And instead of really building up this audience or going after this audience, and like, I mean, I still don't like that Unruly shows something when it's like a year and a half away. But DC
That's sort of the
also,
sideshow way, though.
yeah, it's the sideshow way. But it's just interesting because DC, I think they just didn't go after the right audience. I really do think they just like try to introduce these art figures to the people that are so used to buying $10 to $20 action figure, and they were like, I don't understand why you're charging me $60 for this. So
I do think,
and I mean,
so DC is doing, you know, the toys are based off of their properties strictly, while Sideshow and Unruly, they're, you know, it's a property or like a unique sculpt, like a unique.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I mean they're doing, and to that point, they're doing DC and Marvel because they can.
Yeah.
But that's the advantage that DC has. They have all these licenses underneath their belt that they can do, where Unruly has to actually pay for those licenses, and they just can't grasp the concept, I guess, too well. So there it is.
Yeah, and they seem to have other internal issues as well. I mean, it wasn't just Artist Alley that had issues. Like DC Collectibles as a whole seemed to have issues as well.
Yeah, I think they got a new CEO, and during the transition period, things got a little slowed down. Hopefully things will pick up again after this virus is over. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll get back into it. But I do love those James Groman figures. They are awesome. I think the best one out of those was the Two-Face.
Yeah.
Because it resembled so much of his like Mad Balls design. Because it was just so like round and big that I think that was the best one out of the set.
Yeah,
I like Joker.
The Joker was good. I mean, they all look good. They all look great.
It's a really good line, and you know, for the detail and the paint on those, like, so the price point's really good. Even at $60, they're good. But I'm just limited on space in my studio, so like, you know, I got it when it was cheap just because I could.
Nice. Well, another quarantine purchase, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if that's the only thing, or those are the only new purchases, I mean, I showed you mine. Actually, I do have one thing that we are going to be getting at the 3D Retro store. And Kevin and Jack, you can talk about this a little bit. This is from How to Work.
Oh, okay.
And this, I just really like this guy. Goji Momo.
Oh yeah.
Casing
Long.
and
T9G.
Monster series. We Are the Monsters. And I mean, I guess this is a play on Godzilla, clearly. And it's just, look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
and
even
it's
know how much. I don't even know how much this guy retails for. I know that we got him in,
kind of expensive.
and I'm like, I really want one of these. The head moves around really well.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Kevin, do you know how much these guys go for retail?
I can't say right now because there's no U.S. retail.
There's no. Are we selling these yet?
$5.
Alex
No.
says hold. Well,
10?
we cannot sell them online per directed because they don't want
Even though we're
things to
showing
go to
them to you.
Asia.
Forget that you saw these. Here, the next item for sale is this cute little girl. who wants one of these?
I mean, they're 150. U.S. retail is 150.
Okay, go to mama. Quarantine. There you go. Working from home.
Yeah. You know, maybe you can't sell, but I just thought I'd mention. So that toy you just showed, is
This
a
one?
collaboration between Cussing Lung and, unless I'm completely off, T9G.
Is it?
I thought it was.
The
I thought
bottom.
it was.
The bottom
Really?
shows.
Maybe I'm just off. Okay.
Guessing long.
It's not it's just Passing Long, I think.
Yeah,
All right. My
it's
bad.
just him. And I'm sure we'll have them. If we don't have them for sale right now at 3D Retro, then we'll probably have them for sale.
What's the height on that, Ben?
I'd
Ish.
say about 6 inches, 6 maybe 7
8
inches with the
inches.
ears. Really nice paint. Really nice paint on it. Clean. You know, for the packaging, it's just a poly bag. But yeah, it's really good. I had to grab one of those, so I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to show that, but they're so cool and they're so fun.
Yeah, really cool.
So I actually wanted to kind of show that off yesterday, but instead we talked about this guy. So look, it's a fellow Kickstarter toy, Vincent.
That's awesome, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Everybody hated this so much, and I love it. The only thing is, I have a really hard. It's really hard getting it to stand. And this is Japanese. This is Japanese vinyl. If you guys can tell,
that's
like
cool.
it's Japanese. But it's Yayathon Man, which is actually he's a musician, and I don't know.
He's gonna go
Why
on
not?
you're gonna go on to it again.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna go into it. All right. Well, let's see. Any questions from the live chat? I don't see anything. Julia, I'm sorry. I know you need that in your life. We will eventually have that figure for sale. Just hold tight. And we've got one suggestion, Vincent, for your COVID toy named Going Viral. That was
like
submitted by Craig.
That's awesome.
Going Viral. So now this is the time at the show, which we all love. This is the part where we visit our favorite website called Vinyl Pulse. Here we go.
Yay.
We gotta. Let's see here. Give me 1 second here.
With your tour guide, Ben.
I hope this works here. The thing is, I'm on a new machine, and
technical
it used to work,
difficulties.
and now it's telling me that I've got privacy settings. So, but wait a minute. Let's share, and there we go. All right, can you guys see everything? Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
All right, so this is, like I said, this is the part of the show, guys, where we go through our favorite website, Vinyl Pulse, and run by our very own Jack here. Jack, take a little credit.
Yay, Final Pulse.
Now, last time, Jack, we went to the website, and you actually requested that we go to the Instagram instead. Do you prefer that we go to the Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's just easier. It looks better. Because it's just a grid of, it's just, you can see more basically.
Okay.
Quickly.
All right, so here we go. So this is the Vinyl Pulse Instagram, where we go through and we take a look at some of the new stuff coming out. Let's start with this guy right here. That's me. Okay, so here we have
Demon Robot.
Draculaser. by Chompton
No, that's
Studio.
It's called Demon Robot. Draculaser's one of the artists.
Oh, I see. Well, Jack, tell us about this. This is pretty cool. This actually
Yeah.
goes kind of your style, Vincent.
Yeah, actually, I know him. He's a New York-based tattoo artist. He's a super cool guy.
Oh, nice.
Draculaser is, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. So this is Chompton Studios and Draculaser. Chompton Studios came out with a toy. It was at DCon last year. I think it's been at DCon for 2 years. It came out in 2018. It was called Vegan Robot. And it was a very sort of cute, stylized toy. It almost looked like Tweaky or whatever his name was from the Buck Rogers television show. Anyway, so Demon Robot is Draculaser's reimagining of it in his sort of signature, sort of gnarly, dark style. So that's what this is.
Nice. Very cool. I actually like it a lot. What do you guys think?
It's super cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing how it looks painted, but I think it would look really cool just as a single color. Scott, would you buy one of these?
You know, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it in color, like what his paint choices would be. It kind of has a, you know, obviously Skinner is a good friend of mine. It reminds me a little bit of his work, especially like.
Yeah, you're right.
Done.
Yeah, very Skinner-esque.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's copying or anything. It's obviously his own style, but it kind of reminds me of his stuff a little bit. But yeah, I'd love to see the paint on it.
There's an older Draculaser toy, actually, called the Draculobster. It's what he's, I think, mostly famous for with toys.
Well, you're gonna have to show that when we're off the shared screen, Vincent.
Cool.
Awesome. So let's move on then. Jack, what should we pick here?
You could click the wood Elmo, the dissected Elmo.
So this is now, is this made out of wood, like real?
Yes.
Or is it just wood?
No, it's made out of
paint?
wood. So Mighty Jaxx, this is the third. They have a new company called Premium Worked, our new label, and Premium Worked is all wood figures, and so they've done a Wood Awakening in wood by Juice Gase, and they also did one of the Balloon Dogs by what's his name, and this is essentially the XX Ray, but it's called Dissected Elmo for the wood version by Jason Freeney, and it's officially licensed Sesame Street wood.
It is officially licensed.
It is, yes.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
How big is that? Do you know, Jack?
It's how what?
How big? How tall is it?
It's 9.5 inches, and the vinyls were or 9.8, and the vinyls were like 8.5, so it's just slightly bigger than the vinyl.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. And they're like 1,500, is that right? Or it might be 2,500. Big difference. It's pretty expensive.
It doesn't, but yeah, if it's wood, then it makes sense.
Yep.
I don't know what this is. What is this one right here?
Oh,
Codex
so
Zombie.
this is a new toy he goes by Codex Zombie, but he's an Italian artist, Alessandro Rondi. He hasn't done too much original work as of late, but his stuff is just always really gorgeous and different.
Ooh, I like these.
I dig it.
Kubrick?
Like
Yeah, and he's done a bunch of the Kubrick sort of stuff. Yeah.
very fun. Very fun stuff.
And he did like a Steve Zissou character a while back from the movie.
This looks like it's going to be a Sofubi vinyl.
It is, yes.
Black Book.
And
Black Book.
yeah, so it is Black Book Toys.
It is.
Who's the designer?
It's by Chop. Chop
Oh.
Chop is primarily a sculptor. He sculpted that one right there, the Kevin Lyons, the green thing,
Yes,
the Buffalo Soldier.
sold out so
Chop was the
quickly.
sculptor of this. This is a pretty awesome toy by Black Book Toy as well. And so these new toys are his first
Look at
original toys where he's the artist.
that. Vincent, what do you think about that one?
That's pretty cool.
Scott, are you allowed to have this on your desk at work?
No, but I'm gonna screen cap this. It's going right to Disney legal.
Yeah, this guy is really cool. I like his stuff a lot, this MF Chop. So, and I love Black Book's toys. You know, they're the ones that make all the Frank Kozik Sofubi ones, like big
Yeah,
ones right
Clockwork Carrot.
now. Yep.
Yeah.
Now the other one that actually Kevin brought this one to my attention first, and this is awesome, so freaking awesome. And the reason
You
why I
like
think it's
this?
so awesome is because I know it's gonna piss off. What is it? Is it Jeff Koons?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Yes.
gonna piss him off so much, which makes
Yeah.
me so happy. But this is a play on his rabbit figure, but it's done with Ron English and it's with the grit.
Right.
And you know the quality on this is going to be amazing because it's made by Garage Works. And I need it for my Ron English collection, which I don't know how much you guys, I'll show you guys again for those who haven't seen it before. But do you know anything else about this one, Jack?
I don't.
I just have a feeling
I'm not
it's probably
sure
gonna be,
whether it's going to be resin or vinyl. I assume it's going to be a higher price point.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. It looks good.
It's awesome.
And-
It's awesome.
So those
I definitely cracked a smile when I saw that.
Yeah.
those infectants right there. Can we talk about those? The Milkowskis, yeah.
This one, yes, of course.
Yeah. So I actually picked one of these up from
Now,
Scott.
are these already for sale?
They are for sale now, if not sold out. I think they went up a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
right.
cool. How much did they cost, Scott?
55.
55.
That's with shipping too. So
They might still be on his website.
yeah,
I
it's
think
possible.
they probably are.
Count?
Yeah.
Count. Yeah, that is the count.
Yes, he did that
That's
from
awesome.
a little while ago.
So for those people that don't know, Scott's been actually doing this. Scott Wachowski, not Scott Tolleson on the show. He's been doing this for a while. They're not called Dissected. They're called Infected, right?
Right.
And he did a lot of things with he's done Labbits and he's done Buff Monster and he's done all kinds of things. So it's
Yeah, he's
cool
been
that-
doing this style for, gosh, I don't know, 2007?
And I think he even did Sucklord figures too.
He almost certainly has, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really cool.
And,
stuff.
you know, I guess this is a time to say, you know, I know we talk a lot about like, oh, someone's borrowing from someone or someone's ideas, and no one really owns these techniques. But I would say within our small art toy scene, Scott is really the person, Wachowski, that pushed this idea of, you know, a double pour, having a clear outer and then an inner skeleton sculpt. He really is the one that sort of set that in motion.
Jack, do you remember the other person that did it a few years ago, obviously after Scott, and they were popular, were how were they? The dinosaurs? The big heads, little bodies.
I don't remember that.
Shoot.
I know.
Yeah, it might have been like 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. There's certainly other people. It was done in that style too.
Yeah.
This inner skeleton.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, that was another segment of visiting Vinyl Pulse.
Yeah, the other thing, Ben, is you had it on there. He also, so Scott, in addition to doing the count and the infectant, he did, I forget what it's called, but he essentially did Bulbasaur from
Pokemon.
You know, Pokemon. There we go.
Yeah.
So those are really
we saw
popular
that.
too.
We just saw that on his
Yep,
Instagram.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
and hopefully anybody watching, if you guys are more interested, then definitely go check out the Vinyl Pulse Instagram, which you can click on the images, and all these artists are tagged on the images, so you can go follow them as well. And for the ones selling the products like Scott, you can go ahead and check out their websites and purchase them right on there. So,
Hey Vincent, did you want to show the Dracula laser toy?
Yeah,
I want to
actually,
see that. Here.
It's called the Draculobster. It's definitely one of my favorite toys. And this is another one of those made in China soft vinyl. I think Gums Productions did these.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
But it's
awesome.
super cool.
I will say, if the other figure looks as good as that one, then I would get it. It's really cool.
Yeah, I have a bunch of his toys actually. He makes some really cool stuff. A lot of like those melty sort of like skeleton figures. But like you guys said, I definitely relate to that world. So
Exactly. And then, for the people that haven't seen it before, when I talk about my Ron English collection, you can see that I have
Oh wow,
I have
quite a few pieces.
quite a few back there. And then I even have even more. Oh, if you guys walk with me in my garage here, you can see I have even
Oh,
more
yeah.
over there, along with some
Damn,
Mike Wow
man.
stuff, and then of
well,
course
he's such a good artist and such a nice guy that it's hard not to get everything he makes.
Totally
yeah.
agreed.
Yeah, and that's the problem, with this community. You buy one toy and then another toy from that artist, and then you're like, well, now I just gotta everything that the artist releases, I gotta get. Luckily, Vincent, you've only had 3, and yours are down there. I don't know if you saw.
I know, I've seen them. I've seen your live feeds with them in there. Yeah. No, I'm very I'm always blown away and appreciative that you like my art and my toys so much. I thank you times a million. Thank you to anyone who looks at or buys a toy. It's a weird thing to say, but I really just kind of make them for myself, and I'm excited people want to have them in their shelves as well.
I think that's the right concept. Is you've gotta do it for yourself and not really think of it as something that's going to generate a ton of money. Scott,
Yeah.
what are you looking
Yeah,
at?
those are what I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Remember those?
Yes, I do. I think the first place I saw those was at DesignerCon.
Yeah, and it was a very short-lived company. And actually, it kind of sucks.
You worked with them, right?
Well, I did a design for them, and they had
Oh.
I think 6 or 7 artists they contacted to do it, a design on their vinyl toy, and I did it. And then they were partners, so they had a falling out, and the company just went away.
Oh,
Right, I remember that
Vincent.
now.
Did we lose Vincent here? Did maybe his phone died or something? I don't know.
I think he's tapping out.
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, he was like, I'm done with those guys.
I'm done
Well,
with it.
he did tell me he had about 45 minutes. But yeah, those are. I mean, I had an exclusive with the smoke yellow one of that one, the little.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think Ben has one.
What were they called though? I don't remember.
I don't
Yeah, I'm
remember.
spacing too.
I don't know if anybody knows in chat.
I think I have one left for myself that I kept. But
I don't remember. I don't know. Well, anyways, I think we went through a good amount of toys this week.
Yeah.
We appreciate Vincent joining us for this week's live Toy Geeks. Anything else before we go that we want to talk about, or
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk about just really quickly mention, I think it's next weekend, is that right? March 28th, I think, is when it starts. Wow, I'm having a hard time right here. Thailand Toy Expo, there we go.
Thailand.
Is doing their virtual online show, which I'm really curious about how that looks and excited for that.
Isn't it exactly a week from today?
Yeah.
It might be, yeah.
I think we talked about doing a live thing.
Yeah, I think we are going to try to do a live thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Yeah,
Kevin, we have a question from the live that says, who won the giveaway? I think it's going till what, Friday?
So now it's going to the end of today. So tomorrow, if you haven't joined, you may want to comment on the last episode and put in your handle. So Skip will pull out a name from the comments tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Okay.
Means, Wednesday to Wednesday.
So Roland, hopefully you're listening, and you guys will see that in the last live episode where you're supposed to leave the comments, and then you're also supposed to follow Toy Geeks BTC on Instagram, and include in your comments on the last episode your Instagram handle, and we'll be picking a winner, or should I say Sket will be picking a winner tomorrow morning. You have until midnight
Yeah.
tonight to make it happen.
It's a pretty awesome prize too.
And then, like we said, join
No,
us next week. We'll probably be going through the live festival. And I'm working on trying to get us another special guest for next
Ooh.
weekend that you definitely don't want to miss. And we'll see how that goes. Should be good. Should be good. All right, guys. Well, you know, we've been going an hour. We got like 18 people watching us right now. You know,
Sweet.
you
It's
know,
gonna get to our head soon.
I know we're gonna reach like over 20, and it's gonna be insane. How much
Have
was
confetti.
Over 20 at one point, didn't
how
we?
much was my display case? These display cases, these are actually like retail display cases that you can get like at companies like Displays to Go. And I think they go for, with the lights and everything, maybe 2,500 or something like that. But they're like the ones that are made for retail stores. And like I even had to like argue with them about like, they're like, how can we deliver it to you? Because they usually only sell to retail places. And I'm like, no. Like, I think I had them delivered to my store, and then I had to truck them over here separately, which was a hassle and a half, but I got
Hey,
it.
Ben, I have a question for you. If
Yeah.
if your garage was on fire and you could only take one toy from the display cases, you have to answer it.
I take this
No, display case. Come on.
toy, that one right
Display case. That's not in your display
He's
case.
getting in there and just driving the hell out of it
there. The one
in like 500 degrees.
one
Because it's famous video.
Jesus. I don't know. I
The
mean,
flames are getting closer, Ben.
maybe that one right there. Hold on. That
The
one?
DeLorean?
Yeah, the DeLorean.
This is kicked them off.
Kicked
Trying
them
to
off.
get back on. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I might grab that DeLorean. Now the other thing that I bought that I want to talk about on the show is I bought the Ecto One. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's the Blitzway Ecto One. Have you guys seen this? It's basically
No.
a 1/6 scale Ecto One.
What?
Yeah. And the box that it came in is probably it's massive. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to get it home. I think I need to unbox it at the office and then maybe but it's huge. And I'm like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going to put the thing. Like, I
It
thought
won't fit in your case? Won't fit in there, right?
not unless I take something like a whole row of toys out of it. It'll be,
Isn't it the same size as the Batmobile 89 or 80? Yeah, 89 Batmobile.
yeah, it's massive. It's freaking
Right.
huge. I mean, look how much space the DeLorean takes up over there.
Right, and that's bigger than the DeLorean.
And the Ecto One is much bigger than the DeLorean. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I was thinking.
Or display cases.
You're just like,
No,
Kevin, get it for me.
I don't
Get it
have
now.
I don't have room. I don't have room to put any more. You know, unless like I close off the garage and move the DeLorean and
You could fill the DeLorean with display cases and toys.
then my wife just kind of yells at me and kills me and kids come in here.
So
and
Ben,
start
do you
smacking
have?
things.
I guess you do, right? Because when you were streaming before, you have another office, right, where you have toys in your house. Is that right?
So this is my garage. This is
Okay,
my
right.
man cave lounge thing. So, and then the other room that when we first started, when you go back to the first live that we did, that was just me sitting at my home office.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, my home office is I mean, it's a shared space between me and my wife. She has her computer there, I have my computer there. And then I'm like, you know, she's great about like getting me to motivate me to like do things. So she like motivated me to clean all this up and make it look presentable. And then she's like, now you can do your show here, which was maybe just a way of getting me like out of the office. But yeah, now like I enjoy like doing here. I've got my I don't know if you guys can see
Yeah.
my Red Sun, the best like alternate Superman story ever. And Sideshow made these. That's the it's the Superman and the Wonder Woman, but they're both like, I don't know if you guys can see, but they're both like,
oh yeah, cool.
And then there is the Batman, and the Batman is the one that's like kind of like against the whole communist society thing. And they did make a Batman one. It's just still, I haven't unboxed it and unpackaged it, so I just still have to do that. We'll see. But yeah, lots of fun and interesting things here. You know, still have display cases up there to fill if you see my empty ones. But yeah, you know, all good stuff. Any last
You have a
questions,
lot
guys?
of toys.
I have a lot of toys. It's a sickness. I'm sorry.
Hey Ben, have you so during the quarantine, do you think you've been buying more toys, the same amount, or less toys, just for your personal collection?
So here's the deal. So usually, I would be at the office every day, and I would be at 3D Retro, and I would see like everything that's coming in, and then like orders and all that stuff. So any shipments coming in, I'd be like, oh my God, this just came in and I'm going to keep one for me. And like, I'd get high off my own supply, as to say, you know? So I think not being in the office and not seeing all the toys that are coming in, I've kind of like had a lot less toys brand new coming into my life, except for like when you show me something and I'm like, I got to go on Amazon and buy this thing because it's amazing. And I know there's going to be like a million other versions of him.
Million.
I'll get them all.
Yeah. And then of course, you know, there's the days that I do come into the office, and Kevin will contest to this. Like, you know, I'll walk out of the office and I'll have like 3 or 4 boxes of new toys that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to take these home. And now that I have a little bit of more room in here, you know, I'll put this out. Except for the Ecto 1, which we both looked at that box and we're like, what the hell did I just do? But
doesn't even fit in your car.
it won't fit in my car. That Ecto 1 will not, that box will not fit in my car.
Really?
Yeah, and I drive an SUV and it won't fit in my car.
What?
Yeah, it will not fit in my car. So.
Oh my gosh, that's frightening.
They freight it over.
Yeah.
So.
But we've got a lot of new stuff coming from our factory soon. So that's exciting. We should be expecting a couple of things by, I would say, middle of June.
Sneak peeks?
There's been sneak peeks out there.
Okay.
So, but we have new things coming from Mab Graves. We have new things coming for Victor Castillo. We have new things coming for Sket.
Yeah.
I think
is it Victor Castillo the one you showed at DesignerCon?
Yes.
Excellent. That looks amazing.
The girl
Yeah,
in the wolf.
it's going to be awesome. It's a double. If you think about it, it's kind of like a double figure.
Yeah. Is that vinyl or resin? Maybe that's a dumb question asking you that, but
Vinyl. It's definitely vinyl.
Okay. Excellent.
So
It doesn't make a resin toy. Not yet.
no, not resin yet, but we'll see. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Excellent.
Looks like Ben needs a truck. I don't think it would even fit in a pickup truck, Gary. That's the problem.
How can that be?
I know.
It's big. It needs like a freight truck.
I mean, it probably would fit on a pickup truck. I mean, it's big, but
Can real people fit inside?
No,
Leo can fit inside.
but all those Avengers, like the Avengers, can fit into it. You can fit six 1/6 scale figures into it. If you think about it,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's insane. And with that, we're gonna call it a day for this Toy Geeks Live. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you once again to Vincent, who was nice enough to come on and be live with us. Make sure to follow him on all the social medias. And then don't forget to please like and subscribe to this channel. Get notified when we go live. We usually do this Wednesdays at 2. So hopefully we'll do it again next week. And then don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Toy Geeks BTC, behind the counter. Rolls right off the tongue, right, Scott?
Sure does.
So
Gotta change his name.
that's about it. Thanks, everyone. And once again, if you want us to talk about anything during the show and you're not watching this live, then please feel free to comment. All the episodes are on our channel on YouTube, so you can watch them later. And we love reading your comments. So leave us a comment, even if it's just to say hello. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We will see you later. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye.